Hello, everyone. Let me see if I'm recording. Yes, I'm recording. Sorry about that. This is week 3 or the third video on this series of tools for you for next year for students. Okay, the idea is to help you get organized and you know, take advantage of the computer that you're going to be bringing to class in fourth grade, in cuarto bachillerato. So, with that in mind, today the tool that I want to show you is OneNote. OneNote is an app from Microsoft for taking notes, and you can get it for free if you go to this address right here. It's onenote.com, all right? You can get it for free from Microsoft, no problem. Or if you have Office installed in your computer, you probably already have it, all right? So look for it. If you already have Office installed, it installs uh, when you install Office, all right? So there we go. So I don't want to play that, but that's the idea. Okay, so to use OneNote, once you have it, you'll have it in your start menu or in your apps. I have it right here. And this is what it looks like, okay? It looks very similar to an Office program, but what you have here and what you can do is very different, and I want to walk you through it. First, in OneNote, you have notebooks, okay? So your information is collected in notebooks. To create a new notebook, just press over here and you will be saving a new notebook. If you wanted to sync, you have to have OneDrive. That's the only downside of OneNote, that you have to, if you wanted to sync between different computers or different devices, because you can download OneNote for Android, OneNote for iPad, OneNote for Mac, etc. But for your notes to sync across devices, you have to have OneDrive, unfortunately. Not unfortunately, but it's a different service, and you'll have to set it up with a Microsoft account. But in this case, I'm setting it up in OneDrive, or you can just put it in your computer, and that's fine as well. Okay. In my computer, I can create a folder for my notebooks and have them there. But I'm going to create it in my OneDrive right now, and I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to give it Classes 2016, for example, or Solalto 2016. How's that? Or I can call it Cuarto Bach 2016 or something like that. Create a notebook. Okay. Your notebook has been created. Would you like to share it with other people? Not now. With OneDrive you can share, okay, but I'm not going to share it right now. So here's my notebook, Solalto 2016. I'm going to collect all of my notes from classes in one place, and that's the advantage here. The next thing is I can have more than one notebook. So for example, if you want one notebook for every class that you have, you would just have to create it. So for example, add a new notebook and then create a notebook called ITGS 2016, for example. And that will be only for ITGS, right? And you will have to be switching notebooks whenever you want to use it. Right here I'm going to have, let's say, all of my notes in one place. If I want to do that, I can name the sections in my notebook, okay? I can name them, for example, this is going to be the ITGS section, and I'm going to add a new section, and I'm going to call this the biology section. There you go. Okay, you can see it there. I don't know if you're able to see it, but there you go. Oh, sorry. There we go. Or if I am adding a notebook, let's say, exclusively for ITGS 2016. Let me just create that notebook. Give it a minute. Not now. Okay, so this is my ITGS notebook. I'm going to call this section first bimester, and I'm going to add a new section second bimester. So that's another way of organizing your notes, So this will be my notebook for ITGS exclusively. And whenever I switch classes, I have to go and find my notebook for the other classes, right? Let's continue with this idea. And I want to close this now. Now that I opened it, I want to close it. So view, I guess it's view, normal view. Oops, sorry. View, I don't know how to get rid of this now. That's your fault. All right. Oh, there you go. Okay. So here we go. Now, what can I do once I have my bimester? Inside each section of my notebook, I can have pages, okay? And this is an untitled page right now because I haven't written a title on it. And automatically I get the day and time when I created this page. If I write a title on it here, class 1, for example, you can see that the title changes over here as well, right? So that's class 1. But I can probably make that a little bit more descriptive and say the title of this is going to be, this class is the Introduction to ITGS. All right? And now the title changed. If I want a new page, I can click here to add a new page. Right there. Or I can click here, add a new page. All right? No problem. Or here. I can erase pages, delete the page, and just have this one. I want a title for that one, so I'm going to, there we go. I'm going to add a title for this. This would be the ITGS triangle. That's the lesson. So I'm going to, there you go. So now I have my notes, divided by topic, which is what I want to do. All right. In this page, I can do a lot of things. I can just click and start typing my notes. Type notes here, right? I can format my notes. If I go to home, I can format my notes and I can make headings. Heading 1, for instance, and then type content, here. I can make lists. And then format my list. I can even format it before I start typing it, right? Lists. I can add checklists, which is kind of like a tag, right? So task 1, task 2. So that's sort of like a checklist, and actually this works. So if I click on it, it marks it as done or not. Let me get close and show you that, right? Okay. I can make this a little bit bigger if I wanted to. I think in the view menu I can zoom in, right? There you go. So it's not so small, or zoom out. I can insert, well, let's see what else we can do. I can tag things. For example, this is important, so I'm adding a tag that it is important. Or this makes me doubt, so I have a question about this, and I'm just marking it. There are a lot of tags that you can use, okay? that come with OneNote. So, and then you can find a tag. So, for example, I want every question that I have, and just take me to everything that I tagged with a question, for instance. Okay. So that's editing. Of course, you can make things bold, you can make things italic, you can make things underlined, you can change the size and the font. All of those standard formatting, text formatting things, right? The cool thing is that this is a box. These notes become a little bit of a box, a floating box, and I can resize it. But if I have another thing to type, I can just start another box somewhere else, right? And they're independent. And these boxes can hold anything. More notes. Okay? These boxes can hold anything, really. In the insert menu, you can insert, for instance, you can insert tables, of course, right? So if you insert a table, it becomes its own little box, right? And I can just move the boxes around because why not, right? Organize my notes this way. So I can insert a table, but I'm going to delete this table. Delete it. All right. I can insert file printouts. So that means I'm going to pick a file and I'm going to insert sort of like the images of that file, the pages. They'll be visible. I don't use this much because it creates a page, one page for every page in the document. And sometimes that's not what you want. I can attach a file, which could be anything. For example, let me go to my folder for ITGS. Let's see that. Let's say I want to insert this PDF. Okay, so I just insert it and it asks, do I want to attach the file or do I want to insert the printout? I want to attach it right now. Okay, so there it is. It stays now in my notes. It's part of my notes, and when I save my notes, this is going to be with it, and I can just double click it to open it, right? And I'm going to close it, and I'm going to delete this because I don't need it here, but just showing you that you can attach a file. You can attach a spreadsheet which inserts in the document the spreadsheet that you can edit. Okay, a screen clipping, which I'll show you later in more detail, but you can take a screenshot right like this if you want, if that's what you want, and just insert that right there. Okay, and I'm going to zoom out now because now it's getting a little bit difficult to manage, but I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Okay, so there we go. So that's my screenshot, and you can see that it shows the screen clipping and the date and time it was taken. Okay. Okay. I can also insert pictures, links, and this is a cool feature. I can insert audio. I don't know if it's going to work right now, but I'm not sure. Oh, I guess it is recording. Okay, so it is recording. I'm recording the audio. I can stop the audio recording, and it'll just play back when I double click it right here. So there you go. I recorded some audio and it inserted the audio right here. So if you want to make audio notes, like things that you're thinking about while you're listening to the lesson or while you're studying, you know, you can record your notes. You can also also you can just turn it on if it's a lecture, for example, and record your teacher. I mean, that would be valid if you have a good microphone, okay? You would be recording the audio of the teacher. You can record video, which uses the the camera, but right now I'm recording with the camera, so I won't be able to because I'm already recording with the camera, I won't be able to use the recording feature. Okay, so let's go back to insert. Date, time, equations. If you're doing math and stuff, you can insert the equation. You can type in a new equation and insert equation, new equation. Okay, type equation here, and I have my operators right here, right? So I can actually ink the equation. So I can say 3x plus 1 equals 3. 3x plus 1 equals 3. Insert that, and that's my equation. All right. Then it's nicely formatted, and I can come back and make it a little bit bigger if I want. Let me make it bigger because I can't really see it. There you go. So you can insert equations. What else? You can insert symbols. And this is an interesting feature, which is a page templates. So a page template will insert a new page right here at the bottom. But for example, if you're in history class, it says insert template history class notes. And what it does is it creates a new page with a title, but it already has sections laid out so that you can take the notes, okay? And this is just a shortcut. You don't have to use it, but it's a shortcut that you can use to insert a new page. Okay, that's inserting. You can actually draw into the page if you have your mouse or anything. You can select a pen and just draw. This is interesting for when, like, maybe there are diagrams that you want to take note of, right? So you can actually draw the diagrams, okay? And then you can just select them and arrange them. If you have a touch screen, this is excellent. Like, I don't have a touch screen, but if you have a touch screen, you can actually draw on the screen diagrams or things that might come up in class. You can also just draw the shapes. For example, there are shortcuts. This is a two-dimensional what is it? Plano cartesiano, right? So it just draws the two lines straight up, and you can ink your whatever it might be, the formula or something, right? Or the graph, right? And just annotate it. So that's one way of doing it. Check this one out. This is just a X and Y axis, right? All right. So that's inserting and drawing. You can see the revision history, like the edits. This is particularly useful if you're sharing the notebook with somebody. You can review in terms of spell check and do all that, and the view menu, which I already showed you. So that's OneNote. It's very powerful. It's really, really good. You can keep track of all your notes this way, and you can always move back and forth between the different notes that you've taken. It's saved automatically. You don't even have to save it. Okay, you don't have to say save because it is automatically saved. And if you created it in the cloud, it's synced in the cloud. And you can, if you go to onenote.com, you can see that you can download it for almost anything. You can download it for Mac, Windows, Chrome, Android, iPad, whatever you need. So here you go. Windows Phone, Mac, iPad, iPhone, Android, Amazon Web. Uh, there's even a web interface. And if I sign in to OneNote on the web, I can see my notes. Let me try that. This is my personal account, so I'm going to sign in with my personal account. Don't look, please. Nope. Oh, there we are. Check it out. So the notebook I was using was ITGS. And here we go, OneNote Online. And I should have all of my pages. There they are. All right. And I can edit them in here. So that's you gotta admit, that's pretty cool. All right. So that's a notebook application, note-taking application. There are more out there. There are different applications out there that do similar things, but OneNote is very complete. For Mac, there are other applications, but OneNote, like I said, is very complete. It's free. It's a Microsoft product, so you can trust it. Okay, and it syncs across all of the devices and the web. It's very good functionality. So that's it for OneNote. I hope this helps you a little bit, and now it's time for your homework.